Hi, it's Nicole. Nicole. Hey, Seminole State family, it's Nicole from the library, and we being goofy up in here. All right, we have some very, very familiar faces. Oh, a J. Ross, Sam, where is your S and R mug? Where is it? Oh my gosh, they didn't get the memo. Guys, once again, we are being goofy up in here.
There it is. Ross Seminole State.
Yeah, there's an S.
He's got a new shirt. And Sam is back. Hey, Sam.
Hey.
All right, we dragged Sam into the mix. Yes, Seminole State family, near and far. We are your librarians here. Wednesday, 4 p.m. This is what we do. We get on here and we talk, and sometimes people listen to us. And we have a captive audience today because we are dedicated. Well, we dedicated this today to our FYE Flightpath first year experience students. But we know most of you that are watching are here because you need something. So you're our captive audience, right? And let us know in the comments. The only reason you're here is for credit. That's right, Nicole. That's right, Nicole. All right. So yes, we're dedicating today to talking about the semester and how it went. We have, we're just gonna chat, and we want to hear from you over in the comments. Okay, we want to hear. We're gonna ask you questions. Let us know if you had problems, can we help you?
Yeah, how did it go? We're checking in. Traditionally, a student would take a fall and then a spring, and sometimes the summer's off, or sometimes summer's a little optional. So we're coming up here on the end of the spring term and just checking in, seeing how are you doing. I put a shout out there. Are you in the IDS 1107 first year flight path? I see a lot of Y's indicating yes. So we're kind of asking you. So use the chat and let us know. How did it go? How was it? How was it in the class on Canvas, which is the learning management system that we use here at the college, and where Sam is very familiar with working? How was it? Was there any weirdness? Was there anything that you didn't understand about doing online classes? And here's another question. You think you're going to do more online classes as a result? Or are you like, well, maybe that wasn't so much for me. I like the in-person classes. I don't know. We're just checking in.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of Y's there. So a lot of folks were taking the class. We will get you the link for the credit at the end of this show. By the way, this show is going to last 45 days. And that's when
45 days.
That's when we'll put the link in.
That's why we've got coffee.
Yeah.
I hope you do too.
30 minutes. We'll be done at 4:30, but we'll get the link in. And Sam, any kind of feedback that you get, kind of positive or negative, things that folks might not have thought before they took an online class, or is it kind of smooth sailing? Is it, the word would be intuitive, right? It's pretty intuitive to just kind of navigate around. Or give us a snapshot, and everyone please drop in the chat. What are your thoughts? Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, so I think the way specifically with that IDS course is laid out with the side navigation, assignments, modules, going through the course just through your modules instead of having to bounce around and try and find and locate things. A lot of times the feedback I get is that's the preferred method for students. If that has changed, I'd love to know. Another thing that we get feedback on is Canvas inbox versus should I email my professor through Outlook or use Canvas? I think both of those options work really well. It just depends on personal preference, I guess. And just a fun kind of fact is that the Canvas inbox is not actually an email tool. It's a notification tool. So if you're going to be trying to send documents or files or anything like that to your instructor, the Canvas inbox is actually not the best method to do that.
So Canvas inbox is a notification tool from the professor side of things.
Yeah, it was designed originally as a notification system to notify as an instructor to notify the student when something is happening or they're missing an assignment. So it was designed to not be a robust inbox tool. They just call it the inbox.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So explain some things why it's kind of limited with some of its features and
yes,
you can't italicize things.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a very limited limited tool. So
sure.
So if you're not
either. You can't hot link either. You can only put the regular link and attachments and pictures and so on and so on. But yeah, I mean, it gets the point across. But that is a pretty good discrepancy. Do I do the regular email or do I do the? Okay, all right. And then what else? Like there's a couple other things. Like you can, if you have 4 or 10 discussion posts or whatever, you can subscribe to those discussion posts over on the right hand side and clicking the little box and pay attention to the calendar to make sure that all of your classes are selected. So would you say, everyone on the call, it'd be a pretty good recommendation for everyone who's jumping in the chat saying, hey, I'm probably going to take another virtual or online course, to maybe start getting in there right at the beginning of the term and really kind of looking around and seeing. I mean, we would do that with a new device anyway. You get a new TV at your house, a new computer, you're going to probably flip around a little bit, right? I mean,
yeah. Little Miss Shadow Magic is saying, yes, she likes, are they like online more than face-to-face? And Danny is like, I like how flexible online classes, how they are. So like, yeah, we've definitely got some positive. Oh, and shout out to, I'm guessing this is Pulowski, Randy Pulowski. So shout out to Professor Randy Pulowski. Yeah,
we got a couple Randys in there, Krista Price, Dahlia Fox, and Jason and Ross. We both do some embedded librarianship. So maybe you've seen us in your courses as well. I see a Dr. Ruff there.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Awesome. So yeah, so we realized that, so if we do a little storytelling, back in my day, it was college survival skills was the class. Now, this is in the turn of the 16th century. So, I mean, it's been a minute since this class was around, but I'm glad to see it started back up here at Seminole State. I was at Palm Beach State College and I took that. And it is just kind of a lesson in how to get acclimated with academia, how to email your professor, what kind of civility and tone should you be using for a positive, inclusive messaging in your discussion board posts, instead of just like, yeah, dude, yepper, agreed. Like, well, that doesn't really fit the word requirement on agreed. These kinds of things.
Ross, how many IDS classes did you teach this semester or help with? Or
Well, I think I worked with 4 different classes. A couple of them, Dr. Ruff there, I worked with all of their classes and a couple other professors. But yeah, I mean, everybody, kind of the beauty of working with those classes is everybody's working with the same material, so we're all kind of getting that same experience when we jump into these assignments. I mean, that's the goal of the class, is, that way we're all prepared when we go into the next courses and stuff there. So yeah, I mean, I've worked with classes every single semester since we've had this course. I work with the librarian assignments where you have the researching your career assignment. We do a lot with that and kind of learning like how to evaluate information, that sort of stuff.
Now, you had mentioned like one of the things about the FOA classes, a lot of people didn't realize, if you didn't read the syllabus top to bottom, which is something that if you've watched research rallies before, you'll know that Information Jason Anfinson,
that's me,
will always tell you, beginning of the class, read the syllabus. And it's like a broken record, read the syllabus. But a lot of students, I talked to a couple today, that they did not know that they had to have 2 events for their credit. So if you are watching and you in the comments, let us know if you just found out like today or yesterday or like recently. Put the crying emoji or like the stress emoji, because you were like, what, oh my gosh, like I need to do this. So if you had already been a subscriber and you had watched and listened to Jason Anfinson, Information Jason, tell you to read the whole syllabus, maybe you would have known. But I'm not gonna get too petty, right, Jason? I shouldn't get too petty.
No, don't get it. But do you have something?
Did I just take it?
Petty Valley.
As long as you don't stay there too long.
That was a pretty rockin' Petty Valley. I'm not gonna lie. That sounded a little like some Queens of the Stone Age or some Caius or something.
It's supposed to be ominous because you're not supposed to go there, okay?
No, but let's take a real step here in real life. And when you're looking at the syllabus, that is a contract. That is a contract between the student and the professor. If you're going to keep growing and you're going to keep living, we're going to keep doing stuff our whole lives. We're going to buy a house. We're going to buy a car. We're going to do something. There's going to be a contract. You're going to take a bank loan out. You're going to open a bank account. You're going to get a credit card. I can go on and on and on. These are contracts. Nobody ever looks at the fine print. You buy a new cell phone. It comes with all this stuff. Nobody's looking at it.
But you're bound to it.
Well, you're bound to it when your grade's on the line and you're paying for the class. You may want to look at the syllabus. The professor has gone detail-oriented as humanly possible to make sure everything is in its right place. And then you're going to multiply that because you have 5 classes. Then you're going to go transfer to Direct Connect to UCF or something. And then you're going to have all the syllabi and important dates and everything. But you're not reading it. And that's what we're trying to prepare you for, right? And we all have graduate school level degrees here. We've all done it. You have to look. What if you didn't see the major assignment that's worth 75 points out of 100, and you go, "Oh, professor, like yo, whoopsie, like I just didn't read it." That just doesn't fly anymore. So we're trying to help you in this part. As we see, we got time management and research.
Yeah. Kale, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Kaylee.
Is it Kaylee?
Time management and researching. I've learned researching.
Hey, what's up?
Be still my heart. Oh, I like this because we've talked about this phrase definitely on research rallies before. Annie says, I like the growth mindset idea. I feel like I've learned a lot about myself from getting out of my comfort zone. Yes. That's where change happens. That's how you get better. You have to challenge yourself.
Lifelong learning.
Yeah. Now, speaking of looking closely at things, before we got on the broadcast, Sam was saying that there's something in particular that e-learning is able to look at closely in Canvas. One of the things that I don't imagine anyone here might run into this problem, but it's good to know. They can tell if there's plagiarizing going on. Sam, can you expound? Because you were chatting about that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I see come to me quite frequently is an instructor saying, I think my student plagiarized. I think my student was leaving the quiz and looking at something else or using materials they weren't supposed to in the quiz. And it always kind of surprises me that when we find, cases of this, that students didn't know that we have tools to look and check to see, when a student was in or leaving the test, or we can check to see if, where something came from. I think Turnitin is even adding in AI checking features now. So that was one thing that it always makes me a little sad to have to investigate when those kind of things pop up. So if I could give a word of warning, it's to kind of be careful with things like that. There's more that we can see than I think people realize.
Which is one reason not to do it, but I think the main reason that we would encourage you. And if you go back to one of our earlier episodes in the Research Rally playlist, credibility concerns, our ethos and what we're going to encourage students to do, and I think this goes across the board at the college, is look, it's about you. Why would you want to lie? Why would you want to cheat? Is that really who you want to be? Is saving a little bit of time and stress, or you know what I mean? You got to figure out how to do it without lying and cheating. Because as we've said before, and wagging our fingers at students, you're going to go into the professional arenas and fake it till you make it. Okay, I get it. Maybe we've all done a little bit of that, but that doesn't really get you that far.
Well, how are you going to cheat when you have the job and then they're saying, hey, Ross, I want you to prepare this full presentation on everything. And then you're like, how about, and then you go say you work at Nike and you're like, oh, Puma. You can't steal. You can't do that. And by the way, that goes also too while we're preparing you to research. What if that's your first day on the job? Hey, welcome. Here's the key to your office. We want you to do a 15-page research report on the opposition. I don't know, because nobody at Seminole State ever taught me how to do research. Wrong! You busted. Okay, I'm also putting some links in the chat there. We also have the academic integrity link in case you have questions, and the student code of conduct. Again, violating that, plagiarizing, taking something, we talked about it in the research rally before, we'll say it again, taking something from someone else without giving any credit or props or citations is not only against the academic honor code, but it'll question your morals. And when you get into the real world, you look at open up the newspapers now. By the way, newspapers used to be a thing, but if you look at a website now with news on it, take a look at Ed Sheeran. Sheeran. Any Ed Sheeran fans out
Oh,
there?
yeah.
Yeah, he's being sued for $100 million because he ripped off Marvin Gaye and the co-writer of "Let's Get It On" and Marvin Gaye, and so it's an exact sample of the song. An exact sample. Oh yeah.
Because I feel like there's other sets of songs that I see more similarity than "Let's Get It On" by Marvin Gaye and what was it? "Thinking Out Loud" is the song by Ed Sheeran.
That's him, and that isn't to say, Nicole, that those other folks also aren't being sued. But what we're really talking about is plagiarism and taking from someone else. That's a copyright infringement violation. But you could see it goes on and on and on. Little Miss Shadow again. Yes, during my Career Center interview, it was covered there. Good. So the question in the chat was, did the course help prepare you not only for your career, but did it help you navigate your program a little? Like, are you getting the skills to pay the bills? Is what we're talking about. Are you did this help you in this course? Because it's intended
That's the whole
to help.
point.
Right.
Yeah, think about the trajectory, like to have, maybe you are going to change your path, but like you have to have like start with some kind of like trajectory, like, okay, I'm going to step A, B, C, D. You got to, do that. So they want you to definitely be planning. So y'all work specifically with the students. I don't work with the students in IDS. Maybe someday I will teach that class, maybe. But what I want to start thinking about things that, since we have our captive audience here today, like what would you want them to leave today knowing? Now, okay, so we have some students commenting, which is great. I think Derek over here, one of our viewers, he lost track of time. He popped up in a comment. Hey, okay, Derek.
Time management.
Don't sleep on us. Thank you for coming clean. Okay.
I like that. Don't sleep on us. Get a banner going for that one, Nicole. Don't sleep on us.
Oh yeah.
But yes, time management is going to be important, especially when you're juggling 4, 5, 6 classes, family and friends, Netflix, the gym. You want to go to the gym. You say you're going to go to the gym. You bring your clothes to go to the gym. You do not go to the gym. You just go back home or do whatever, and then you're right back the very next day at college. I mean, this is what it is. This is what we're all signed up for. We're here. We expect you to be here, and we expect you to, keep track of your time, because those assignments are going to, especially this week, right? They're coming right up. Finals is this week. Everything is due Sunday night at midnight. That's it. So, but I will put the link in the chat there for anybody who is interested, who hasn't taken the IDS course. We were asking what everyone's major is. You got some majors there, business.
Derek chose finance. Good choice. Good choice.
Okay. Well, you better be on time for finance. You better make sure you're on time to get that money. Get that
Don't
money.
sleep on finance class.
Don't sleep on finance.
And Danny, she changed her major, so that happens. That's very normal. But if you don't make any plan, then you're kind of just wallowing in the mire.
Although you could combine the two, Danny. You could have art and psychology. You could work there. Ever hear of a Rorschach test? That's a little bit of art, right?
Oh man!
Attendance
radiation
link.
therapy.
We'll get that
That's a
link.
very good field. That's like you can get in job security. That's an awesome field for sure.
For sure, yeah, absolutely. Nursing, got it. Environmental studies. What?
Not yet.
Hello.
Not yet.
Hello. We'll get you.
No, we got you for a few more minutes. Actually, I think how many more hours? I'm sorry.
67,000 hours. We'll be done with this broadcast. This is This is a non-stop loop.
You'll be okay. Do you want some water?
That's from Buc-ee's?
Yeah. You might need some water. We're going to be here a little while.
Got it. Well, Sam's here. We appreciate it, Sam. We got Sam, and then we want to make sure that we're getting everything out of it.
Okay.
Are there what other tips can we have moving forward? There was a lot of people, and maybe, again, one more time in the chat, you plan on taking, all of our viewers, you plan on taking more virtual classes? Let's put it this way. Do you prefer virtual, or do you prefer in person? Now that you've taken a couple virtual classes. And Sam, are there any new bells and whistles coming down for summer, for fall that we can look at, or anything that would make the learning process a little bit easier? What's up with Panopto? Are we still able to get videos and stuff on Panopto?
Yeah, we still have Panopto. Most videos should be popping up in Panopto. If a student has to submit a video or anything like that, they can use Panopto. I think I kind of have a question for the viewers. Something I'm always looking at for the student perspective is, do you like to come into a course and have everything, like the navigation bar, be the same in every single course? So where, modules is where everything is stored. I don't have to go to assignments to find my assignments. I can just go straight to modules. Or do you not care? Do you have an easy time finding your assignments if they're not all in modules? I think I find the benefits in having everything in modules but I don't know if that's across the board for the students or if that's the preference.
We've got one response so far. Little Miss Shadow Magic saying, yes, I do. So in the modules, like, yes, I do prefer them in the modules. Was that right? Have you guys been doing like any like surveying of students? Like, is that some possibility that y'all have to like to get?
I don't know that we do any kind of surveying in e-learning. But it is something that we could think about doing.
Yes. So yes, in the modules. Okay. And
Somebody's stomach is growling. Or is
what
it
was
thunder?
that?
I think it's thunder.
Oh, I think that was. So Elle is taking all 4 classes virtually for the summer. Okay, nice. And
That
that's
is awesome.
Yeah, and that's something a lot of people learned from during the pandemic was like, oh, okay, I hate doing online classes, but does allow me more flexibility in my life. So it kind of, we all experienced some of that.
So Sam, I think this is going to your question. I think.
Yeah.
Assignments that are graded, then the modules. Now, I was looking back at the course that I teach, LIS 2004, and Ross teaches LIS 2004. I have the modules and the information in. It's almost over information to make sure. And I also link when I'm in the emails, not in the Canvas inbox, but in the discussions or whatever, I link to go back to the assignment. So again, and Ross, you do anything similar like that? I'm constantly. I don't just say assignments or modules. It's like, here's the link and here's the inbox. And
I always feel like I'm momming students a little bit by doing that, but I link to everything everywhere because I don't want anybody to get lost. So, I mean, I try to keep everybody on a path through it. So yeah.
Right. Here's another response, Sam, from Blake. Yeah. Having the assignments linked to the material that the assignment relates to is very convenient. So I would prefer them together in one module.
Okay.
And same with these answers that you're getting. Is that something that's particular for the professors, or is it something that e-learning and it can be a sort of template?
Yeah, so there are a couple of different like reasons why I ask. So Canvas has the option for courses to be more like template based. So it's something that e-learning, different departments have all kind of talked about, should everything be more similar, and then the content is what's different, but the layout and everything is that everyone uses is similar. If that's helpful for students or if that's unnecessary. So it was kind of just a something we're kind of talking about in e-learning as a whole.
That's cool. So you're getting some firsthand feedback.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We're asking if you're taking summer classes at Seminole State. We have some yeses, by the way. Little Miss Shadow Magic. I mean, if you were trying to win the name of the day, I think you got it. You got it. We have a Y, another Y, another Y.
Angie Donuts.
Angie Donuts. Okay. Well, maybe there's a competition. Maybe there's a competition. I see a lot of Ys here. So that's something to consider too. I mean, you can sign up now for the courses and just keep that in mind. If it was a little wonky, if you were like, hey, wait a minute, I'm a little confused about this whole Canvas thing. Or if you saying typical sentences such as, I've never taken an online class before and ... Now maybe you have one under your belt. Or maybe when the classes start back up, or maybe even now until the end of the term, you might want to take a look and see and make sure that you're fully getting all of the, and I mean this, bells and whistles in Canvas, because you want to stay up to date. I've had students before say, hey, look, I never got that announcement. But I get the announcements every time there's a new announcement because I'm signed up for the announcements, and I get I get a daily digest too. But I don't know, Ross, if I'm the only one or you and I get it as professors because we're faculty. So I'm not really sure.
I think you have to manually set that up, because I remember doing that, like having it so my inbox feeds into my Outlook inbox, so I can just reply there even. So that helps me stay organized for sure.
All right, I'm going to do a round of applause because EP
Awesome.
is transferring to UCF this summer. Woo! And we've got some students congratulating him, and then he said thanks, and everyone is so polite, and this is wonderful. These are some wonderful students we have here now.
And maybe we'll see you at graduation too on Tuesday night at the UCF arena. Maybe we'll see you there.
Yeah,
say hi if you see us. Are
And
you
if
going,
you're,
Nicole? Is it official?
I want to go. Like,
Okay.
I love graduation. It's that moment where all of the hard work and the blood, sweat, and tears and the stress and the pain and the strife. And then when you talk to, and it's that moment where they've achieved what they want to achieve, and then they're looking for the next thing, right?
Sure.
And then you talk to the families, and there's always such like personal stories of like, we went through this, we never thought this would happen. And it's just, I mean, I'm starting to tear up a little bit right now just thinking about it. It's very inspiring. It's why we come to work every day, ultimately, you know. I mean, we do get paid, thankfully, but you know, money is, you know, it only has so much value.
Speaking of money, if you don't have your ticket yet for graduation, I have a few to sell you. I have a couple of real good seats, real high prices. I could just probably give it to you. Probably shouldn't have said that.
Now,
Sam's
students...
like, what am I doing here?
He's like, why did I say yes?
What's going on?
So if you are not transferring to UCF, like EP,
love it.
which once again, congratulations, and you're staying here at Seminole State, if you like our vibe, okay, because we have a vibe, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like us. We have other videos besides us just talking and dragging our colleagues in to like wonder why they're here. We have videos that explain how to pick search words, because we are librarians, me and Ross and Jason. How to pick, how to search certain databases. What are the tenets of information literacy? So we have other materials on our YouTube channel here where we're doing this broadcast that will help you as a student. We also have links, and we are always plugging our services. You can meet with a librarian to help you do research, to help you do citations. You can meet with us in person. You can chat with us online. You can make an appointment and we can meet with you on a Zoom. Okay. And besides the library providing services, of course, Sam works in e-learning and he's kind of hidden, but there is a place for students to request help from e-learning. If you're working with these online courses, which it sounds like most of you are, at least if not doing all your classes, then some, we have the Seminole Online Learning Goes the Distance page. If you search e-learning, this is actually the first link. If you search e-learning on the Seminole State webpage. So just pointing that out, that you can get in touch if you need specific help from the experts like Sam.
Yeah, and keep it real. If you're at a college and you're on an online class and you have an issue or you can't get something or you need help, please reach out. Ask your professor. Go to the site. Go to the seminolestate.edu and type in e-learning, no spaces, E capital L. I mean, we're here to help. Sam's here to help. I might have a question and Sam would get an email right back. I mean, we're all good like that. Just if we're doing little story time. I mean, my whole undergraduate degree, my bachelor's, my master's, my postmaster's, everything was online. It was all online. I didn't know what was going on. It was like, what the, woo, woo, woo. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I got
And that was when the computer was first invented, right, Jason?
Yes, that was back in the early 1800s. And it was me and Gutenberg. He invented the printing press and the computer was there. But no, if you have a question, we're here to help, whether it's, for your MLA, your APA, any citation. If you need event credit, go ahead and check in the chat now. I'm going to drop the link. You only need to click the link once. Click the link once. It's not a hot link, so you have to copy and paste it into your browser, and just do that once and I will see that you attended. If you need another FYE event attendance, we are just about to start our 5-hour Nightbrary. It's the finals party. We have the live instruments, the music set up downstairs. We're going to have food. We're going to have henna tattoos. I think there's a gritty contest going. Ross is going to have games. I think so. Contest? It's going there. People are getting their gritties worked up and they're going to do the do and the do and the.
They asked us to
not
judge that last time.
They asked us to not participate is what you're
No, I know. They asked us to judge and I'm like, I guess they wanted very like subjective viewpoints because we didn't know what that was.
Yeah, we don't know.
Alexandra, you're good. Got you. Blake, you're good. Got you. Eric, got you. Derek, got you. Dawson, got you. Dasha, got you. Simon, got you.
Wrong with that link.
Yep.
You also can text us and it'll go to the chat and we'll get you. So if somehow that link is not working for you.
William, got you. Dawson, Derek, two Dereks. There were two Dereks, I think. Got everybody. Okay, so if anyone needs any thing that you need last minute, please reach out. The text message is scrolling across the bottom there. And this has been another great edition of our research rally. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, no problem.
Sam.
For joining us. All right, Nicole, any awesome, crazy, wackadoo videos on our way out?
Well, let's do a little commercial break. Here's one I made for myself, but I'm getting better at analogies, so I don't really have to use this. The dog is happy. He's getting away safely. Don't worry.
But where did the fire come from? Can you play it again?
The analogy
dog run out of
exploded.
Yeah.
Yes, he's smiling. He's
Running
getting
away from the fire.
I don't know.
And one more reason to subscribe. It's because we are. All right. Did we do enough?
All right,
We let them
Riley.
go.
Yeah.
Everyone, if you have questions,
Bye.
send us a text message or join the link. And everyone, have a great day. And Nightberry.
Hey.
Okay, bye. Nicole.
Bye.
Nicole.
Everyone, work on the thing. Work on